about their feelings and what pronouns you use rather you know what I mean? We got
don't get me started about the participation trophies.
the non-binary army.
Oh my God, dude.
I try to dissect it and I try to say, okay, I've seen, let's say, 10,000 videos of police not knowing. What, in your mind, Jeff, what is the one? Is it training? Is it leadership? What would you say is the number one thing is the reason why these officers that are out there that we're showing that we call tyrants are not understanding trespassing, the ID laws? What is the thing? What would you contribute that to? Is it, like I said, is that going to be training, superiors, or is it just the blue line?
It's a little bit of all of them, but okay. I think it's because they see others do it. I think a lot of them go into policing, and people always say, "Oh, he got bullied as a kid." The cops, become cops because he got bullied. Some of them do, but not majority of them don't, right?
Yeah.
The majority of them, I think, now this is my opinion,
sure.
I think they started to do good. I think they really started to help. Now, I don't know the percentage, but I say, and I could be wrong, I'm thinking 60 to 70% actually go out there to try to make a difference, right? Try to help people. And maybe a little high, but that's maybe I'm hoping, right? And that's as high as it is, or as high as that. But then when they get in there, they let the power corrupt them, and their superiors, when they see, their superiors ID somebody for no reason at all, right? Well, no, I can do that. Oh, hell yeah! And then they start letting this power go to their head. And then after that, you're ruined. You're done. You can forget that cop. He's not coming back from that. Yeah. He tasted the power. He's not coming back. A normal man wouldn't. You know what I mean? You taste that. If I got power, dude, shit, I'd be like Thanos, right? I'm gonna make sure everybody knows it.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, when you're talking about, a lot of them are in for the right reasons. The first stories that I heard as a child were from my grandfather of police. And in a small town, they would sit by the local bar, wait for people to come out, and make sure they got home safe. They would make sure if somebody stumbled out of a bar, they would put their asses in the backseat of the police car, give them a ride home, and make sure they got home safe and nothing bad happened to them.
Yep.
Now,
absolutely.
Now we look at it when I'm thinking about the stories my grandpa tells me. They're
hiding outside the bar waiting. They sitting outside the bar now waiting for you to get in the car.
Yeah, that's
what they're doing now.
Yeah, they don't. It's about. I mean, in my opinion, it's about revenue collection. It's about. It's not about. Not about protecting the citizens, because there's nothing going to change about some people going to the bar and getting shit-faced on a Friday or Saturday night, whatever it may be. But there could be change about them making sure that other people are safe. If you want, other people to be safe, make sure they get home safe and make. And
I seen a video today. I think AFA premiered it earlier. This one guy, he had mental problems. He was screaming out for help, not literally, but by his actions and his body language. So he even called the police station. This is a short story, but he called the police station and asked for help or whatever. Anyway, so a cop pulled up, seen him outside sitting on the curb in the snow, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And the cop was real nice to him. Hey, buddy, what's going on? What can I help you with? No, he said, I want to go to jail. And the cop was like, you want to go to jail? What's going on? So I tell you what, before you say anything, let me make sure you don't have no weapons. And that was cool, right?
Sure.
He had a shank on him, actually. He had a screwdriver with tape on the handle, like a shank. Mm-hmm. So he took that. So he put cuffs on him, and I'm cool with that, right? He's mentally unstable. He don't know what's going on.
Sure.
And he put him in the front seat of the car with the door open just to keep him warm, right?
Yeah.
There was snow on the ground. So this cop did that. This cop, put cuffs on him, put him in the car. Didn't shut him up in there, left the door open just to get the heat on him.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't be cold, right? All right, so he was doing everything right. The cop was nice to him. He's like, okay, man, we're going to figure this out. So what's going on? He talked to him a little bit. And then, long story short, the next cop come up, total asshole. Dude, shut up. He told the dude to shut up.
Yeah.
He told the dude to shut your fucking mouth. And he even told the dude not to move. You know, I mean, and then it just went shitty. And then the other cop that was nice went shitty right along with him. Like, it's totally different. Tased the guy in the freaking face. He put his damn taser right here on his neck, on his jaw, tased him, all kind of shit, dude.
Yeah.
That power, that right there is why I do what I do.
And
because of tyrants like that.
Yeah, that leads me into my goal for this is I love what you guys are doing, and I love that you guys have the balls to go out there and do what you do, because there's a lot of us. I've talked about this on other interviews. It's not easy for some people to be able to, if let's say that I got arrested and didn't show up for work, I'd be, my family would be screwed and I'd be out of a job. But there are people out there doing it, and I've always thought, like, there has to be a reason. There has to be a reason that James Freeman, that NC Tyrant Hunter, that Honor Your Oath, these guys are out there doing it and doing it right. What was there one specific example or one specific situation that was like, I got to go out there and film the police?
I used to watch these guys that you mentioned, right? Honor Oath Jeff, I love him, dude. He is one of the best. He's the OG of
yes.
activism.
Yes.
James Freeman, same thing. He don't go out and do much anymore. Just like Clash with Bow, he don't do nothing but live stream.
Right.
At his house, but
which is inside of a van.
I started
right?
watching. Yeah, right. I started watching people getting their rights violated.
Okay.
And I noticed there wasn't nobody in North Carolina doing it.
Okay.
Right. So I'm like, you know what? First off, I watched it for months, right? And my wife even said, "Oh, now you're gonna want to go out there and do that." I'm like, "No way, I can't do that. There's no way I can stand in front of a cop with guns and tasers and shit and talk shit to him.
Right.
No way." And about 2 months later, I bought a camera, and my wife said, "I told you." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." So I went out, scared to death, didn't know what I was doing. A lot of those newer videos are on private now because they're so shitty, right? So, the reason why I started is because I seen them do so many people wrong. I've seen them ask for ID when they know they're not supposed to unless they break the law or something, right?
Yeah.
I've seen them arrest people for standing on the side of the road, right? Yep. And yes, you got potential to get arrested. I've been arrested probably 6 times.
Okay.
So I got 3 active now. I still got 3 active cases, but I can. I'm disabled, so I don't work, right?
Okay.
So it's not like when I go to jail or something, it's going to take money from my kids. You know what I mean? It's not, because I'm still going to get a check. I'm going to get out, so I don't have to worry about that. So I just nobody was doing it in North Carolina, so I was like, man, I got to go out there and do my part. And see if I can make change. And you were right. We're not going to make change in Washington by doing stuff like this. We're not. But now some have made change. Some have made case law. Eric Brandt's one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
He's got case law with his name on it now. I know he's in prison for a little bit now, but
in Turner v. Driver,
he gets out. Right.
Yeah.
These case laws.
Uh-huh.
Right. These case laws that people have made a lot of change. I'm not out there to make case law, because listen, and I'll say this 1,000,000 times. I've told everybody I'm just a uneducated redneck, disabled redneck from North Carolina, dude. That's what I am.
No.
And I know my limitations, right? So I know how to tell cops, hey, you can't do that, or I know how to, I know what I need to know to go out there and record them, and that's all I know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I let the lawyers and the judges or the way smarter people out there do it. Make the case laws and stuff. I'm out there holding the camera, doing exactly what I can do, right? And I know my limitations, so I can hold a camera, right? I know I can do that, right? I can stand on it. Well, sometimes I can stand, but I can be on the side of the road. I know I can do that. So that's.
And your type of auditing, if you want to call it that, is I see you more on public sidewalks rather than going into, let's say, I know you have done these things, but post offices, police stations, making, you going in and starting the audit, you're on a public sidewalk in front of just businesses. It's not always a governmental building. Is there a reason that you chose that style? Is that what you feel is best for people to really see what happens when one person just walks on the sidewalk and starts filming a business?
So I used to, like you said, I used to go in. I used to go in these post offices, and they can absolutely make you leave or they'll arrest you.
Yeah.
For one reason why I started doing private businesses, I've been in almost every government business, place around here, right?
Okay.
I mean, I've been in a ton. When I first started, that's the only thing I did was go into these courthouses and sheriff's departments. And when they say, hey, you better leave or I'm gonna arrest you, then most time you left.
Yeah.
Or you got arrested,
Sure.
So, and the way I see it, and some people don't get it, but the way I see it, everybody needs to know about the Constitution, at least a few amendments of the Constitution, right?
Certainly.
I like doing the First and Second Amendment, right? I love the open carry.
Yep.
And the Fourth, the Fifth. I mean, you can name almost all of them just by holding a camera in the front of a business. All right, these people that own these businesses, they don't know nothing about the Constitution. I get that.
Yeah.
All right, what they do, they get educated, right? And a lot of times when the cops get there, they also get educated because they don't know about easements,
right.
Where the property lines are at. So technically, I'm doing more than the guys that are going into these government buildings because I'm educating a whole lot more people, right? I'm educating a lot more people with these because they're going to go in. The business owner's going to go in. They're going to come out there and say, you can't be here. Yes, I can. There's an easement here. They're going to learn that, right?
Yeah.
They're going to go in and tell their employers, hey, there's a guy they're recording. Well, did he get arrested? No. Why? Well, evidently, they can be on my property as long as they're on the side of the road.
Exactly.
Right? And then if they call the police is going to say, well, you can't be here. Oh, yes, I can. Here's the property line. I'm on a public easement, and then they're going to get educated too. And it just all around education, you know what I mean? And that's why I do that. I talk to the little people too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care how many what your number is. I could care less.
Yeah. And what I talked to Denver Metro Audits. He was the second person I did an interview with. I told him once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll do my own audit. And I am now is when I had like 75, Jeff, and now I'm at 760. So I'm getting a little worried. So if there's anything you can do to bump me above that 1,000, I think it'd be very entertaining for everybody to see me out there making a fool of myself.
I'll see what I can do.
But I'll see what I can do. I got some. Let's lighten it up a little bit. I got some. You know how they do on those late night talk shows, like the mean tweets? Have you seen those? Like where they read them to the celebrities. I'm gonna go through, and again, this was hard to find, just so everyone knows, on a few of the videos that you'll be seeing play during this interview. But some mean comments that were left and some questions.
I got you.
So we're gonna have a little fun with this one. This one, the first one is about the blue line flag, where you had the flag taken down, and I scrolled through some comments.
Right.
First one, I'm Australian. Could someone please explain to me why the blue line flag is disrespectful to most Americans? I'll let you answer.
Yeah, well, it's to me, and I'm not, like I said, I've never been in the military, but I do have family that was, and I live right here close to Fort Bragg, and to me, it's desecrating the flag. I think the American flag should stand as it is, and I know there's one for the EMS and fire department. I think they're bull crap too, right? And I love the American flag, the way it stands, the way it just signifies America, and it should not be altered in any way.
100%. And a reason why for me is I have my grandfather who I talked to you about was telling me stories about police. I have his Fold of Honor flag. He's a World War II veteran, and
Right.
it's right next to me here. And anytime I see the American flag, people kneeling for the anthem or whatever it may be, and disrespecting it or changing it the way it is, that's why it upsets me. And I'm sure
Yeah.
I can only imagine what the people that fought for this country, or people lost
Exactly.
parents, how they feel when they go to a police department. And that not only is that flag you'll see sometimes up in the back, but that thing was flying, Jeff. That was flying
Yeah.
out there. It was made to look like it was the center of attention. Is that how you saw it when you went there to make that change?
Absolutely, absolutely. I couldn't believe me or Blind Justice either one after I described it to him because he couldn't see it.
Sure.
So I had to say, "Hey, there's a blue line flag flying right here, dude, right beside the American flag." I mean, it was right there beside it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "No way," and I'm like, "Yes, sure is." So he got it on his camera. I told him which way to point his camera and whatnot. And it made me sick feeling, dude. It really did.
Yeah.
And I've seen flags before. I've seen them blue line flags before, but to be flying outside of a sheriff's department, right next to the American flag, right?
Yeah.
And mind you, it was lower. It was lower than the American flag, but that still don't make it any better, right? Absolutely don't.
Certainly not.
Better.
And tell me exactly how you and Blind Justice, and certainly if there's anybody else in that, so from the video until your next video when it was taken down, how long was that, and what was the process to have that change made?
We went in there and we pretty much, I think we got some record requests and we brought it to their attention. And let me say this too. I think a lot of calls got made, and I know that a lot of calls got made because she actually said that a lot of people called in disgust.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just me and him. I think the people had a voice in that too, because when I showed that video, I put the number, if I'm not mistaken, to the Randolph County Sheriff's Department in the description of the video, right? So people could call and tell them how displeased they were about seeing this flag. So, and she even mentioned it. We got a lot of calls. She even said, and some of them not too good, because I had said, I hope they were good. I hope they were respectful. And she goes, no, they wasn't. No. I'm like, well, I'm sorry about that. I don't make the calls. Just people just didn't like it. So I want to say that the American people stood out and made some phone calls and helped us along a lot. And what we did was we told them to remove it. We told them it shouldn't be flying. And then they got calls. And I think it was about a week or so. Blind Justice got an email from them, I think, about taking it down. Okay. So we took a trip out there, and sure enough, the pole was still there. Now it was a memorial. It was, if I'm not mistaken, it was a memorial of a fallen officer.
Okay.
And she had said it got donated. The flag and the plot got donated, which that don't make it any better.
Sure.
And said that they realized that they shouldn't have had that flag up there. And they removed it and said, is it going to put something to replace it? Some other kind of, I don't know if it's a flag. I hadn't been back. So It's about time to do a revisit on that place just to make sure.
I did see some of those comments, and then you've already touched on this, but from the same audit comment, is he really blind? Which I've seen that on a lot of Blind Justice's videos, and you know what? It's like how do you prove you're blind? Do you?
Right.
I mean, the guy's walking around. Obviously, in his videos, he has all this equipment where he's had. I assume it's very expensive that he has to use to audit, and he's done some by himself. But to those folks out there that this guy's a veteran. He has served for you and I and everybody out there. On his behalf, what would you say on his behalf when people say that? Because I think it's extremely offensive, but I'll leave that up to you since you've
Well,
been out auditing.
I would say this. I don't know his level of blindness, and it's all I know is he can't see. Right? If he
Right.
can see colors, shapes, you know what I mean. So be it.
Doesn't
Right?
matter.
He's not out. He's not out there scamming anybody. He's not panhandling out there. Holding a cup saying I'm blind and he can see. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I give him kudos for even if he just sees shapes.
Yeah.
I mean, it still be scary as hell to go out in the world, by yourself. Because before I came on the scene, before he moved to North Carolina, I think it was in Washington, if I'm not mistaken, and he done everything by himself.
Yeah.
Almost everything he did. He got locked in gates before because he couldn't get out.
Seen that?
I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff. But what broke the camel's back with me and people with him is that Madison thing. But I guess maybe we'll touch on that. I don't know yet. But
yeah,
his severity of blindness is no. I don't care. I really don't care if he can see spots, shadows, shapes. I could care less.
And with the Madison situation, I guess is the best thing we could call it, is where it wasn't even police officers in the beginning, that he was physically, mentally assaulted, brutalized, demoralized. And I'll put that video in the description here, because if you haven't seen that, it'll make you sick to your stomach. It's hard to watch, and he is certainly someone I'd love to have on, and maybe the two of you can come on together and chat about your audits together, whatever it may be. But he's certainly someone, in my opinion, his voice needs to be heard, and would certainly love to have him on. And then the last one regarding that audit with the blue line flag, this is good and bad. So, comment from under the video: we have to conduct ourselves as if we are always being recorded. Bam! She just ended First Amendment audit videos. If only cops would just listen. So two things there, right? You did your job. If cops would just always presume that, like, they have something recording, that they're always being recorded in their actions, there wouldn't be a need for First Amendment audits. How do you feel about that?
Well, a lot of cops do have recorders now. They do have body cams, right? But they get missing, or they get corrupt, right?
Yeah.
Mysteriously, right? Oh, we can't find it.
Right.
So they should conduct themselves exactly like they would if they was on camera 24 hours a day, right? Just like we should. And I'm not, and I think people can learn from the videos, even if they don't like cops, or they do like cops, right? Can absolutely learn the way people act. People act different when there's a camera present and they know about it. But the problem with these tyrants out here is they don't act no different whether the camera's on or if the camera's off. That's what makes them tyrants. They don't care if that camera's on, but they know it's on. And sometimes they show out even worse when it's on, because there's no, you know why? Because there's no repercussions. They don't get in trouble. They get a slap on the wrist. Oh my God, paid vacation. Oh my God, hell, who wouldn't want the fucking paid vacation? I mean, come on, right? I mean, there's no, with qualified immunity, they just get a slap on the wrist, man. Unless they kill somebody like George Floyd, right? Yeah. And there's more out there. That's just the only one that comes to mind.
Certainly.
Unless they kill somebody and it goes in national news, right? The world sees it, then they put them in prison. But if nobody sees it, Joe Schmo gets murdered by the cops. Nobody sees the video. Joe Schmo just got murdered, and nobody gets punished.
Yeah, and that brings me to another point: is I think too many people see, if you support cops, you're on the right. If you hate cops, you're on the left. I don't see it that way. I know in your territory where you're at, it's red country, right? And same where I'm at, and I would consider myself a conservative person, but being conservative is all about following the Constitution, number one, and limiting the power of government. And I think we're seeing that more and more with you give the government an inch, they're going to take a mile. You gave them power with
Absolutely.
You gave them power with the coronavirus. They're not going to give that back to us, and that leads me to I've been kind of following the People's Convoy, the U.S. convoy, the truckers on their way to Washington D.C. and I have just from live streaming that YouTube is literally destroying my subscriber list, and there's not a lot on there. Like I said, 750.
Yeah.
Every time I stream that, it's going down, and they don't want people to see that. So, tell me, from an auditor's perspective, you're not left wing, you're not right wing. You're out there making sure that the government doesn't have too much power. In my opinion, that's how I feel. Is that how you feel, Jeff?
I'm neither. I'm on neither side.
Right.
I'm in the middle. I don't. I'm not gonna. And some people call it fence riding. You can call it what you want. I'm not gonna take sides. You know what I'm saying? The liberals, the right, the left. You know what I mean? It's all a bunch of whole shit to me. But speaking of the convoy, I rebroadcast the convoy from Canada not too a couple weeks ago.
Right.
And I got pretty good praise for that from our American friends, right?
Right.
And from Canadians, right? Because now, did it get views? No, it didn't. But YouTube wasn't going to let that be shown.
No.
And like you just said,
mm-hmm.
And I didn't do it for views. I done it because I wanted to show support for Canada, right? Because I got a lot of subscribers from Canada.
Yeah.
And I wanted them to understand that I had their back. You know what I mean? Regardless, it's still government. It's still government they were fighting. It was a mandate, right? That they was trying to fight. And now, that there's a convoy on U.S. soil. I would love to be there.
Yeah.
But I can't right now because I just got back from Alabama. That's another story. So as long as somebody's out there doing the right thing, right? I don't care what side you on. Sure. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what side you on. I could care less as long as you're not hurting me and the American people, right? The people on this earth. I'm good with you. I don't care who you can Jew, Muslim. It don't make no difference to me, dude. Black, white, yellow, gray. I'm just you know what I mean? I'm just a redneck from North Carolina, but I love everybody.
Sure. Yeah.
No matter what side you on, right?
Yeah. There's nothing needs to be said about that. I mean, if everybody could just have that train of thought and quit bickering and bitching back and forth from the left and right, and you're racist, you're this, and just have a common decency, common sense, and let us live our lives.
And they don't teach that.
It.
Listen, I teach my kids. I got 2 teenage boys. I got 2 girls. They grown. But I got 2 teenage boys at home, and I teach my kids manners. That's what I teach them.
100%.
I teach them to say yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, right? To their in-laws, to their grandpas, even to their cousins and stuff, right? And that's all we can do. It starts at home. It starts at home. Just like these, I don't know. I don't want to get started on that.
No.
But it starts at home. You teach at home. I don't give a damn what these schools are teaching. You teach your kids right from wrong, and they'll go to school and they'll know the difference between right and wrong. And no teacher going to tell them that. Right? Ain't no teacher going to tell them.
I am with you on that 1,000,000%. You saw my kids. I am the same exact way. I teach them from the time that my wife and I, from the time that they were born until now, they've learned manners. But I don't shelter them. They're out there. They hear me curse. They hear us talk. They hear
respect. I say respect. I teach them to respect.
Yes.
And that goes back to my auditing or activism, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it different things. I think I'm a constitutionalist.
I love it.
I stand by the Constitution, and I do put audit in a lot of my titles so people can see it.
Of course.
That gets more views like that. Again, it's not about the views, but I'm gonna quote something from CFW, Carolina and Fort Worth.
Yeah.
She says, without clicks and views, what do you got? Clicks and views brings awareness, and that's exactly right. And I love when she said that. and I keep saying it now, right? Without clicks and views, nobody sees it.
Yeah.
Nobody sees the corruption. Nobody sees the good cop. You know, they out there. I got them on my channel. They not many.
Yeah.
But they out there. I'll highlight them too. So it starts at home, man. We're gonna be in some kind of trouble though when these teenagers that don't get taught manners when they grow up, we're gonna be in some kind of trouble, big dog, because what they're gonna be leading our country, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna be fighting for us, and I hope and pray I'm dead and gone when that shit happens.
Yeah, I'm scared to
because
death.
I don't want no part of it.
I mean, think about it. We're honestly on the cusp of World War III, and our 18-year-olds from 2 generations ago. Can you imagine they're more worried about their feelings and what pronouns you use rather than you know what I mean? We got
don't get me started about the participation trophies.
The non-binary army.
Oh my God, dude! Don't even get me started. That's another show. We'll do another show.
It is. We got to do.
Oh my God!
Can you imagine? I
Jeez.
mean, our Navy, Army, Air Force, they would just be out there.
Don't yell at me. You hurt my feelings.
Yeah, and I quit, and and I'm gonna make a TikTok about it. And oh Jesus, yeah. We're yeah. Unfortunately, I think
me and you are pretty much alike here. I'm sensing a little alikeness here. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely, and that's why I've been a giant fan of your channel since I started watching.
Right, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. I'm just a good old boy from North Carolina, cuz I ain't no different.
I know.
I told you a while ago. I don't give a damn if I got 500,000 subs. Subs don't make the man.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn if you got 1 or a fucking million. It don't matter to me.
Yeah, and that you're on a show with a guy who just wants to know. You know, I don't have 1,000, and I want to know more about you guys, and I want to get your stories out there.
A lot of channels probably wouldn't even do the interview if you didn't have 100,000. You know?
No, what I mean? they wouldn't. But the point is what I wanted to do, and this is how I'll end it on my part is I didn't want to be the guy who's just sharing other people's hard work, sharing what other people are doing out there. I want to figure out why. I want to participate. If there's something that I can do to contribute, to get the story out there, to make people understand what's going on, instead of me being out there doing it myself. I don't want to take other people's videos, get subscribers off of that. I want to make sure that people understand who is NC Tyrant Hunter. What's he about? And that's what I'm all about. And I'll leave you with this.
See, my story never changes because it's the God honest truth.
Right.
And let me touch on this right quick. I don't know if you want to put it in your show or not, but like I said, I was addicted to opiates. Right. I love telling my story. I'm a recovering alcoholic too. Right. So I didn't do really hard drugs. I mean, I smoked crack, snorted cocaine, smoked weed. I shot up once, cocaine once. It scared me to death, so I never done it again. But I've done like 4 or 5 different drugs, and I'm fighting every day. You know what I mean, to stay clean, right?
Yes,
I've been clean for over 15 years now.
Congratulations.
Right? I hadn't touched no alcohol, no opiates. I take medicine. I take buprenorphine. A lot of people know that it's Suboxone.
Sure.
It's actually the medicine's called buprenorphine. Is what I take. So I take that every day to help my brain, not crave it anymore. It's what it's for.
Sure.
And the alcohol, so I got a lot of stuff wrong with me, and I still try to go out there as many days as I can, right? Because I don't want to see all these other people go out there and me standing around and not do nothing. Just like what you said.
Sure.
Right? You want to do something to help make a difference. You might not can go out there. You might not can go out there because you got a job and you got wife and kids at home, right?
Yeah.
But you can still help. Just like the people watching this right now, or just gonna watch it, y'all can help. Y'all can help share. Y'all can help share videos. But the best thing you can do is watch the videos. Watch them all the way through. Watch the commercials if you have to. That helps a lot. If a man ain't got but 1,000 subscribers or 10,000 or 100,000, watch the videos in its entirety. Don't skip around because you might miss something good. You'll hate you skipped it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's what helped me. Instead of donating and stuff, hey, you want to donate, donate. If you can't, best thing you can do is just watch my videos.
Yeah.
I go out there and almost kill myself to bring people bring my subscribers content. At least you can do is watch them.
That's. I mean, I there's not a whole lot to follow that up. That is. That's who NC Tyrant Hunter is. He's real. That's why we love to watch him. And I don't need to say anything beyond that. But to end us here, NC Tyrant Hunter, tell us about some future videos, some future projects, stuff you got coming up that people can look out for. If there's any videos, any type of projects that you're working on right now.
I do have some stuff that I recorded. You know, I have a couple of videos back. I always try to keep some in the back just in case I can't go out one week, right? And like I said earlier, I just got back from Alabama. You know, I didn't get no content in Alabama. Nobody violated our rights in Alabama. Good. I'm gonna say Alabama's been tested and they passed, right?
Good.
But I hurt myself while I was in Alabama because I was walking around, I was standing up. But that's the price that I will pay to find out if there's any tyrants anywhere. I do travel, and I'm planning on going to Michigan the next.
Okay.
Probably Detroit, Michigan, to hang out with a couple fellow activists up that way, and hopefully, and listen, just because I didn't find none and I didn't have no videos from Alabama, I still enjoyed the trip.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love getting out here. I love meeting new people, no matter if I meet them at McDonald's or on the side of the road. I love traveling. I can do it, right? I got means to do it. And I'm gonna try to do it before I can't do it anymore. That's the goal. My goal is to get to 100,000, right, subscribers, and kick back and enjoy the ride. That's my goal.
I love it.
That's absolutely my goal, man.
Well, I mean, with the way you're going, you'll be there here very soon, and I'll leave you with this is what I ask, you know, my last few interviewees. If there's one auditor that you know personally, and you think their story needs to be told, who can you refer me to talk to, and that you think their story needs to be told out there like yours?
I want to say Blind Justice. We brought that up earlier, and I can reach out to him. I got his number. I talk to him at least, you know, every other week. And his activism is I think took a different turn. He's still active, but I think he's doing it in a different way.
Sure.
He don't go out and record much anymore. He's doing other stuff, and he's got some cases he's dealing with too, from that bad in the parking lot, you know, where they bust or drug him out of the car, him and his wife or his significant other. Blind Justice comes to mind. Man, I don't.
What about
I don't really.
You were recently with News Now South Carolina. Is he getting back into the game?
Somewhat. He did. He's putting his little piggy toe back in. I don't. He was gone for a year, right?
Yeah.
He took a year off. I don't know what we went all the way to Alabama together. We didn't do a whole lot of talking because he done a lot of sleeping, right?
Sure.
He's not a good travel companion when it comes to navigation. He was a little sleepy for that, but I don't know. To be honest with you, he was out recording the other day. So I guess he's dipped back in a little bit, but it's weird that you mentioned him because he's good at what he does.
He is
right,
knowledgeable, very knowledgeable.
And this is what got me. He took a year off and still passed my ass. He's got 140 something thousand.
Really?
I'm not even at 100 yet. Yeah, he passed. I mean, he's like, "See you, buddy." And I'm like, "How in the hell did you do that, man?"
I didn't even know,
man. I just got he's got 140 or 150,000 now. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I mean,
So yeah, that's great. I really can't think of nobody else right
no,
offhand, man.
those are
My mind don't work.
Blind
You know.
Justice. He was in my comments the other day when I was streaming the convoy, and I was like, that's perfect. He's somebody's story that. I mean, you can't make that. It's fantastic. Well, I'm sure people would love to hear it. Anything we could do to help him would be great. Yeah.
Something else about him too, and I don't know if I want this on the record or not. But,
no need.
He really don't. He really did. When I started talking to him, got to know him a little better. You know, he thought he was fighting for the flag, right? He thought he was fighting for something good, and after he's like, I don't even know what I was fighting for.
Yeah.
He really, I mean, that's what he told me. He said, I have no idea what I was fighting for.
Oh, a lot of those veterans that were in those let's call them desert wars feel the same. They don't even know what happened. Yeah. I mean, there was no.
I was out there. Was I out there for oil? Was I out there for money?
Shit.
It wasn't nothing I wanted.
Both, and yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Politicians.
It wasn't nothing I wanted. Yeah. Shit. Exactly. Politicians. That's exactly
what
right.
they're out there for nowadays. And
yeah.
Man, Jeff, this was fucking awesome, dude. We got to do this again.
I hope so,
dude. We got. I seriously, the most real. I mean, we talked for an hour and a half, and I didn't have to even think. And this is exactly what I'm doing this shit for. And we got
right. And
exactly what I'm doing it for.
See, I don't want to. I don't want to have to sit here and think about an answer because the damn answer should already be up here.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if you got to think about it, maybe you're thinking about a lie or something, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not that way. Because you know what? This is another reason why I don't lie. I can't remember the fucking lies I told.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I stopped doing it. I stopped lying a long time ago because my memory sucks. Right? That was a little joke, but
I feel you. But I'm being
there's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah, I'm being dead serious. This is exactly what I got. I mean, I'm not into it to get famous or whatever, or make money off YouTube. I enjoy what you guys are doing, and I appreciate it. And I just want to bring.
I don't do nothing special, man. I really don't.
But hey, you do though. I mean, you may not see it because it's your videos, but
what I meant by it is, for instance, South Carolina, News 9 South Carolina. He'll throw some damn case law at you. He'll throw some Supreme Court rulings and stuff. I'm a simple guy. I don't even say none of that stuff. Hey, fuck you. I know I can be right here. Kiss my ass. I mean, that's me, right?
Yeah, and
that's what I do.
I'm not trying to get a law degree from watching YouTube either. Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's the simple shit. It's like, no, I'm not trespassing on public property. Go fuck yourself. And those are the videos that are the best. Because it's like, I don't want to go.
Right.
I don't want to go talk about Poster 7. I don't want to go talk. You know what I mean? I don't want to start. But there are like honor oath. That he knows everything, but he just shoots them fucking straight. He's like, "You gonna arrest me or not? You want to get in my face? You want to fuck around?"
Right.
Like that's the kind of shit that
I have been
people love.
I've been a little timid here. On the last few, not last few, probably a couple of handfuls, I guess, because I do have 3 cases looming over my head, right?
Yeah.
I got to take that into consideration and not push the envelope too much because I can't take another one.
Yeah.
Financially, you know what I mean? I did get help from my subscribers for my 2 appeals. I actually reached out and asked them, and I hated to do it because I'm a man just like you are. I don't want to ask nobody for help, but I was at the end of my rope. I didn't know what I was going to do, and people say, "Well, if you can't afford lawyers, then you shouldn't be out there doing it." Well, goddamn, I ain't got $14,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you shouldn't have to ask for a lawyer. Right.
I don't have $14,000. So I did reach out. My subscribers backed me up, man. I raised that money in 2 days.
That's a beautiful thing.
You know what I'm saying?
You got a football stadium plus of people that are there to support you, and like you said, he gets $100K.
And my supporters are the best in the game, dude. I got a computer. I got 5 monitors here, right, and all paid for by my supporters. I didn't